Hey, Bryan Post here. Excited to be doing this Q&A for the adoption community, which is one of the fastest growing adoption communities on Facebook, offering education, resources, and support. So I got asked to provide some answers for some questions that you all have as a part of the group. And I'm excited to be able to do that. So this is number 4 of 5 questions. And this question comes from Kevin, and it says, is it possible to reduce feelings of shame that so often lie underneath adoption? These deep feelings of unworthiness and not belonging seem to push against efforts to share love and care. That is a fantastic question, Kevin. I mean, I really appreciate the depth of that question. I can feel that that comes from your heart. And I am also imagining that you are asking this question as an adult adoptee, because that's how I'm receiving it. I'm not hearing it as though it's a question that a parent is asking, curious about their child, because it really seems really deep. So is it possible to reduce feelings of shame that so often lie underneath adoption? Let me start there. The answer to that is yes. However, the process of reducing shame is by becoming more aware of it. So if you feel shame around your own adoption, and let's say you're a parent and you're asking this question for your child, if you feel like there is shame around adoption, now it's going to be a lot easier for an adult to navigate through this the way I'm going to talk to you about it. What you have to do is you have to slow down. You breathe into that shame. Like let's just say you take a moment. You breathe into the shame. You say, I feel ashamed that I'm adopted. I feel ashamed and I feel sadness as soon as I close my eyes and I connect to that feeling. I can feel the sadness. You say, I feel ashamed of my adoption, and then breathe yourself into that shame feeling. And as you're breathing into that shame feeling, connect to the depth of emotion and feeling associated with it. With that shame, is there sadness? Is there anger? Is there fear? Is there sorrow? What is at the root of that shame? And then grieve. Allow yourself to grieve that feeling. Grieve that experience. And to take you a step further, try to visualize that infant or that child who's experiencing that shame and hold that emotional presence for them. If that's you as a baby, hold you as a baby in your mind and allow yourself to breathe into and grieve that shame. Now, here's what happens. You're taking an unconscious process, and that's all that's occurring for you right now, is the shame of your adoption is very unconscious. And you're not aware of it until it's too late. And when it's too late, it's already grabbed you, and it's already shut you down, and it's already holding you hostage. So what you have to do is you have to breathe into the pain and the sadness and the grief of that shame and the feeling and the sensation of that shame. And you have to expand it. See, a lot of people want to try to avoid it, want to move away from it. But the only way to get out of something is to get further into it, to shine light on it. So you want to go into the shame, make it more conscious. And as you make it more conscious, then in your day-to-day, you grow in your mindfulness of it. See, this is an affliction that you've been carrying at a cellular level your entire life. And so you try to avoid it, or you try to drink it away, or you try to get angry and prevent it. But the thing to do is to go further into it. Grow in your mindfulness of it. As you navigate relationships and navigate life, be aware of when it shows up. Get curious of it. Become curious of it. And say, oh, that's that baby, or that's that 5-year-old, or that's that part of me. that is experiencing this sensation, and just observe it. And then say to that part of you, you're okay. We're okay. We've made it this far. We didn't die. We're all right. We, in fact, don't have anything to be ashamed of. But if we need to feel shame, let's feel it. And then as we feel it, and once it's been felt, then we can set it aside and we can move past it. So it doesn't have to hold us any longer. Now, this is a process. And it's probably going to take you a few opportunities, a few experiences of going through this process. But what you'll find is that you're more consciously aware of the shame when it shows up. And when that happens, now you're growing through the process of whether or not you let it control you. So that's how the first part of reducing the feelings is by increasing the feelings. Paradox, but try that. And then finally, Kevin says, these deep feelings of unworthiness and not belonging seem to push against efforts to share love and care. Of course they do. 100%. Because what you experience through the process of adoption is abandonment and shame and loss associated with another human being. So guess what happens? At a very core cellular level, human beings become reflections of that shame and that loss and that grief and that sadness and that abandonment. So that when you move into intimate human relationships, all that gets stirred up again. And so then it's very easy to use that as a defense of not experiencing closeness. Now, here's the thing you got to do. Not have to do, but I want you to think about this. What happens if you move into an intimate relationship and connection with someone, and instead of using that shame to push you away or to push them away, you just step into it and you just say, you know what? In relationship, I oftentimes feel unworthy. I oftentimes feel scared. I oftentimes feel a lot of internal shame, like I'm not good enough. And when I do that, I tend to push others away. And see what they say. You're practicing complete vulnerability. But more than anything, you're not practicing the vulnerability for them. You're practicing the vulnerability for you. You are becoming more vulnerable to yourself. And as you allow yourself to become more vulnerable, guess what you're going to be able to do? You're going to be able to move into deeper acceptance of yourself. And all of this is very paradoxical. It's like to get out of a feeling you want to avoid, you grow into it, step into it even deeper. You grow more consciousness of an unconscious feeling that you don't like. If you want to become less vulnerable, the key is becoming more vulnerable. So become more vulnerable. Define what it is that you're feeling. Don't let it be a secret. Don't hold it. Don't let shame hold you hostage. You look at shame and you say, hey, I see you there. And because I see you there, I'm going to go ahead and share you with the world. And shame is going to go, don't do that. Don't do that. And you're going to be like, nope, I'm shining the light right on you. And as soon as you shine the light on the shame, you know what it's going to do? It's going to collapse. And when it collapses, you're going to find more peace and you're going to find more comfort. I just want to say, God bless you. Just don't give up. Keep holding presence. Even if sometimes the only thing you can do is just breathe and stay right where you're at. Keep showing up and listen to this video a few times and try to walk through this process that I'm talking. It's not a real simple, it is a very simple process. It feels complicated, but it's actually very simple. You just have to give yourself permission. Okay? Hope that's helpful.